Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We are live streaming, and we certainly are happy to present to you the information session tonight about Westmore Elementary School. It's really exciting for the district as we move forward to change. Just some housekeeping. All the questions that you have, please send them to contact@d45.org. So live during the presentation, please email those questions. And then at the end, we will answer those as they come out. Okay. So let's proceed. Again, thank you for coming. As you're aware, last March, the community did pass a referendum for $30 million. And these projects that you see here, the project for Westmore, is in conjunction with other projects that are going on throughout the district. And the main thrust of the referendum was to provide full-day kindergarten classrooms, in addition to an early childhood center and modernization of the classrooms. But the focus tonight is on the full-day kindergarten. As you might know, Westmore Elementary School will be providing the full-day kindergarten program to the neighborhood. That was part of the referendum. In order to do this, it requires adding 3 new elementary classrooms to the existing structure and providing for additional parking. So you'll see here in the plan, this was the plan for the referendum. You'll see there in light blue, that was where the proposed addition was to occur. And then the additional parking is there, kind of in the rust color. This was the concept. And as the normal process for design is we meet with the village, which we have been doing, and any new additions and changes to the site need to comply with all zoning and stormwater requirements of Lombard. And so this is a process that we started as early as April of this year. And we've had multiple meetings with the village staff, discussing their concerns and the requirements, making sure we're all on the same page. And even today, we're still working with them. We've also done our due diligence and investigated the property and the property history, and have found, as you see in that diagram there on the right, that there exists a stormwater detention easement north of the school. And this is the same location where we had proposed the new addition. So part of design and development is to look for solutions and to look for the right solution. So because of that stormwater detention easement, it necessitated us to consider other locations for the new addition. Again, not making the addition bigger, but just a different location that would be more appropriate. So you'll see here in the next illustration how we're going to propose to add on these classrooms, the kindergarten classrooms. And we've done this initially here, you'll see in the southwest corner of the existing building. So those of you who are familiar with the building, you know that there's a kind of a gymnasium there. There's a classroom wing that comes off to the south. So it's in that corner of the building. And we did this for a lot of reasons. Number one, to avoid that stormwater easement that I talked about earlier. And by avoiding building in that existing area, we're also avoiding building in the existing playground area. So right now there's a paved asphalt area north of the school that would stay as is, would stay in the same location there. So it saves money by not having to tear that out and reconstruct it. So that's one benefit. We also want to, I talked about it earlier, zoning. When any new building, we must be 30 feet from the existing lot line. And so this addition you see here is within the 30 feet. So it does not require a zoning variance, and thus does not require us to go for a public hearing with the Village of Lombard. This was another big benefit because it saves time on the approval process, and it really gets to a solution a lot quicker. The solution you see here also includes parking. To the upper left there, you'll see an addition parking adding on to the existing lot there. And in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see the kind of orange color. That's a new lot. Both of those lots are required in order to provide the necessary parking per the zoning. This is a great benefit because we're bringing a lot of cars off of the surrounding streets. That was a concern of the village, to get the parking and reduce congestion on the streets surrounding the building. Those two lots will also be built of permeable pavement. This is a great benefit because it avoids runoff of stormwater during rainstorms, that the water does not shed onto the neighboring lots. It's absorbed into the ground. It's also a sustainable way to address stormwater. I talked about the existing playground to the north of the building. That'll remain, but near that there's an existing detention basin that will be improved in order to again restrict the stormwater that's running off into the neighboring property. This was a concern of the village, and we've addressed that and improved it. And again, the next step with this is to go to the engineering staff at the village and complete all the design work. But up till now, the village has been very receptive, and we're really walking lockstep with them and their requirements. I'd mentioned that we have submitted the plans, and that's kind of the next step. I also want to make mention of, we are also complying with the coverage of the site. We are not going over the buildable area. We're not going over the coverage, if you will, or the impermeable surface on the lot. So we're also in conformance with that. So again, we're not requesting for a public hearing. It's not required. And we feel this is the best way moving forward and to comply with all the zoning and permits from the village. I'll just stop here briefly. Again, if you have any questions, please email those to contact@d45.org. So if there's anything that I've been talking about, relative to the parking or the zoning, the design, the process, please email those now. Okay, go to the next illustration. Actually, if you go back to the previous one, there you'll see that you'll see the three classrooms. Okay, go to the next one. Sorry. You'll also see there that we're showing a future gym there. It's maybe a little difficult to see, but in the lower left-hand corner is kind of a hatched pattern underneath the kindergarten classroom. We're showing that for illustration purposes only. It's really to show that we've thought about a potential future project for a gym. We understand that it is a current need at the school. However, we haven't been tasked to do the design. So it's not part of this discussion, but at some point in the future, the district may explore this. But it was not part of the referendum. So it's really just to show you that we're thinking about how a gym could be added on in the future. This is, possible location there. Okay. Again, if there's any questions, please email those to the contact@d45.org. Okay. So you'll see here, we took a picture of the existing building, at the southwest corner. So as you're driving, that's kind of the viewpoint there. And just again, for illustrative purposes, we kind of sketched in there where the addition would go relative to the building, kind of in that lawn area. You'll see that the addition has the three classrooms, but also has a corridor which will link the classrooms to the existing building and still provide for the proper fire exiting, and all the safety requirements that are required for the classrooms. So we think, in the end, this is really a great balance between providing the programmatic needs, providing the parking needs and the stormwater needs, and still fitting in within the existing zoning requirements and not having to go through an extensive public hearing process. So we're excited about this solution, and we think that it's a way to really fulfill that vision for District 45 to provide the full day kindergarten and really benefit the students and their education going forward. So again, I'll give a little pause here for anyone to provide questions. Feel free to do that. This is kind of a great opportunity here. If not, I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and at any time, please do not hesitate to reach out to the district. This email will still be active, and so you can still email. You can also reach out to the administration as well, and they are on the district administration is present at this presentation. I should have mentioned that earlier. Also, our design staff here from Wold is also present to help with any questions. We have Allison Andrews and Ben Bircher here from our team to answer any questions. It looks like at this point, we have not received any specific questions here. I'll give it maybe a few more minutes. Other than that, again, if you have any further questions, please reach out to the district directly. And we hope this was informational, and I think that's it. So have a good evening, everybody.
All right, we're clear.